YouTube. What's up, people? What's up? We are back again for another review. So, this is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and we're doing a review today for American Horror Story Season 10, Death Valley, Episode 8, titled Inside. Let's go, man. I already did my review for episode 7, so we on episode 8, baby. So anyways, man, I'm digging this. I'm digging this, bro. I'm digging this. I'm liking both little. I'm liking the story in the 1950s, and I'm liking the story in the present day. Both come together and make a cool little picture. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, some people may not like the aliens. Some people may not like the 50s, the 1950s story. Some people may not like the present day story. But I'm liking it all, bro. I'm liking it all, and I can't wait to see how this ties into the first portion of season 10, Red Tide, and Death Valley are actually supposed to, have a connection. So I'm waiting to see what that's gonna be, baby. Waiting to see what that's gonna be. We had aliens on one half, we have vampires on the other half. So let's see what happens, baby. Um, so anyways, we got episode 8 titled Inside. Definitely like this episode. Kind of followed the same formula as the last one, where in which the first half is the 1950 stories, the second half is the present day story. So let's delve into the beginning. So in the beginning of this one, you kind of have a situation where the president is, well, they go back and forth in time, on the 1950 story. So you have a situation where in which you find out that he's made a basically a type of treaty, or he's under an understanding with the aliens, where in which he allows them to take 5,000 civilians throughout the year, so that they can experiment on them and stuff like that. In return, they don't, turn hostile and stuff like that, but also they give them some of their knowledge and some of their technology. So it's a messed up deal, but at the end of the day, he is making sure that not everybody's walking around getting their heads blown off. You know what I'm saying? So, plus we getting some technology from it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bitter deal. It's a very bitter deal, but it's a deal that had to be made. But basically, you find out that the aliens are here because on their planet, things went wrong. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of whether how technological advanced that they were and how smart they were, whatever, things ended up not prospering on their planet. So their planet died or is dying. So they're trying to come to a new place. This is what they're telling us. First of all, this is what they're telling us. So I don't know if they're lying or whatever, but this is what they're telling us. So their planet is dying. They come to Earth, looking to come to a new place and live at a new place. And the only way that they can really do this is by interbreeding with the humans and finding a common ground between the two, because yeah, they can live there on this planet of Earth, but their bodies are not adapted to all the different type of diseases and sicknesses that we've gone through, that we've passed through. So they would have a lot of hard times coming their way if they didn't take the scientific route of trying to basically make a hybrid human, half alien. So anyways, we have Amelia Earhart, and I forgot to say this on the last video. Before they sedated her and everything like that. The doctors come and told the president that came and told the president that she was pregnant. She was 2 months pregnant. So that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like who's the father? You know. So, but anyways, in this one, you have um, the people starting to do the uh, the autopsy on the alien, and what ends up happening is as they're cutting them open and everything like that, you find out that the body's hollow, and then there's some type of like substance inside that shoots on one of the doctor's faces, and basically like he's dying. So the other doctor's in the room. He tries to help him pull it off. The alien jumps off of his face and jumps onto his face. So they're both basically dead. Um, and that was a crazy situation. That was a crazy scene. And then you had the situation where in which, you know, Amelia Earhart, they finally had her have her baby, and I guess the baby must have went crazy and killed all the people that was inside there. So the president ends up going into the room with other Secret Service members, and they end up killing the baby. Um, and then they have this meeting where in which it's to figure out like you know should they do this deal with the aliens or whatever. And that was the deal I was telling you about. Like, and that's like I said, this part of this episode goes back and forth in time, like I think like 9 years or so, um, something like that, in the 1950s section of this episode. So you have it to where they're discussing, should we do this with the aliens? Are we like basically handing them our planet on a silver platter? And so you have some people that are like, what we gotta do, and then you have some people that are like, no, we're not gonna do that. And so the lady that was being possessed by the alien, she comes in and she's like, look, like we need to prosper. Only way we're gonna prosper on your planet is if we're able to, take these certain individuals throughout the year, get our scientific practice on, so that we can all live as one, and we'll have, um, um, you know, I guess you could say like, I don't know if it would be biracial humans, or if it just would be, um, yeah, I guess you could say biracial humans, whatever. So half alien, half human. Um, one of the guys has a problem with what she's saying and everything like that. And she blows his head up. And that was so funny. But then she's like, you know what? I'm telling you guys we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna keep my word. And so she brings out this box and has like some technology. It's letting them know, hey, look, with this, it'll speed up like all your electronics. Da 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 da. So they're like, all right, well, at least she's not lying. And so all of a sudden, the alien lets go of control of the lady that he was possessing, or he or she was possessing, and then blows her head up. And they're like, what the heck is that for? But anyways, the president is like, you know what? Well, we gotta do what they say. So they make the deal, right? But they like I said, they keep going back and forth in the time. So you go back to a time where in which the president was hesitant about accepting the deal with the aliens, and so his wife, she ends up finding one of the president's like good friends or whatever, or just he was a vice president before, so it's not that they're best friends or good friends. It's just he was a vice president before. So she figures, hey, let me talk to him. Let me get him to basically agree with this position that I have for him, this deal that I have with him. Because if not, then it's gonna be bad for everybody. Plus, the aliens plan on taking it, their technology and on ideas like that to like Russia or whatever. If the Americans ain't gonna do it. So of course, her telling the vice president that our previous vice president that he's like, yeah, like we got to stay on top. We've got to do this. We have to do it. We need to be the main power. So, anyways, like eventually, she persuades him to tell her husband about like, yo, you got to do this, and he ends up um, coming home later on, and he talks to his wife about whatever, and bro, he's mad because she secretly went behind his back talking to the vice president to get him to persuade him to agree with the deal. So she's cooking and he like knocks her cooking down on the ground or whatever. It's like, yo, like why would you go behind my back and try to get me to persuade to do something that I told you I wasn't for sure I wanted to do? Because um, Kennedy was going to actually Kennedy was present as at a certain point in this episode, and he was actually going to just tell everybody like, hey, there's aliens and da 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 da. But because of that, he was assassinated. So that was a cool little like. Not saying that he was assassinated being cool, like, but I'm just saying that it was an interesting tie-in the way that they used his assassination and tied it in with this story. It like made sense, right? So anyways, like I said, he was uneven. He was uneasy about making a decision because you're giving up 5,000 people a year, even though that's not too much compared to the whole world. That's still people, that are innocent. So he's talking to his wife. He's like, like my, people were killed over this, and Shorty's eyes flip back, and now the alien has control of his wife, bro. And he's like, you know what I did to the other girl when we were talking at the facility? Guess what I'll do to your wife if you don't agree to this deal. I was like, yo, that's so like he has no choice. He has no choice but to make the deal. So it was crazy to see that, bro. But then we go back to the present day story, and then there, the four friends are, still trying to figure out things. They're pregnant or whatever, and they're getting their stomachs are getting bigger. They're getting sicker. They're trying to figure out a way to find out what's going on and find someone that they can trust. So eventually, one of the girls was like, "Yo, I had a doctor, a family doctor, or whatever, a friend doctor that was a friendly doctor that was that's done all my stuff for my years that I've been living. So she'll keep everything under wraps. So let's go there. Let's go check it out." So they all go to the doctor. The black girl ends up getting the ultrasound. At first, things are like kind of normal, but then the doctor's like looking, and she's like, "Yo, I'll be back." And so they're like, "Oh man, she knows, she knows." So she goes to make a phone call, calling like some higher ups, and like, "Hey, I need your help now." Like, da 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 da. But the person that she's looking for is like on break or something like that. So she's like, "Don't worry, I'll hold or whatever." So as she's talking to people on the phone, the the four friends are in the room still, and they're like, "Yo, like she's freaking out. We got to see what she saw." So the black girl gets off the table, and there's the two guys. One of them is white, one of them is Jewish. So the Jewish guy gets on the table, to do the ultrasound on him, and I couldn't really tell what was weird about it, but obviously there was something weird because they were freaking out. So, anyways, it cuts back to the doctor that was making a phone call, and the men in black show up, bro, and they're like, "Hey, are you trying to call? You trying to reach?" Da, da, da. And she's like, "Yeah, I am." He's like, "Oh, he must be on break right now." She's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, "But I'm gonna hold her or whatever. I'm gonna wait." And they're just like, "Bah, bah, shoot her." And I was like, "Yo, that was crazy." They go into the room with the four friends. They sedate them. They put them in the back of a van. Then they take them to this facility, and three of them are, well, all four of them are in this room where they're like floating up. But there's a whole bunch of other people in there as well. So these are people that's been, you know, uh, um, um, taken away by the aliens, and then were, basically impregnated. So, but the girl that was dating the professor, she wakes up from, whatever inducing that they put her under, and she's like going crazy or whatever. And so this lady comes out, and she's tall, and she has like this white robe on, this white mask on, and whatever else. And she's like, calm down. You're doing this for the betterment of not just our world, but your world. Da, 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 da. No, she's like, you're doing this for the betterment of just everybody, or whatever. And you're gonna save a lot of people like that. And so Shorty's like, does that mean that our world is gonna be saved from that? And she's like, I didn't say that. And I was like, yo, like, these fools are pulling, they've been pulling strings. So like, I don't know if they've been telling the truth about everything or not. So anyways, she's like, you know what, you need to relax. It puts her back to sleep. And then we go into this room where a lot of people are just sitting around there eating and stuff like that. And ends up being that the girl that woke up or whatever, it shows her, and she's in the room she's in the room sitting at a table by herself. And then her friends eventually come in, and they're talking to them, and they're like, yo, what happened, da, 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 da. And they're just all kind of just happy to be together, but at a loss for words of all this craziness. So then anyways, the Jewish guy kind of starts going crazy. He's like, yo, I want answers, bro. I need to know what's going on, bro. And most importantly, where's this baby gonna come out of us? Because we're guys, you know what I'm saying? So he ends up getting crazy, getting hectic, and then the Secret Service like come in and they like tase him and put him out or whatever. And then he wakes up and he's in this room by himself. And then the lady that was in the all white with the white mask comes up to him. He's like, she's like, you know what? Everything's gonna be okay. You're about to have your baby, so just relax. Da 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 da. And he's like, no, no, no. Where's this baby gonna come out from? And she's like, no, just relax. Everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna be good. You're not gonna, everything's gonna be okay. He's like, am I gonna die like after this or whatever? Because they found out from one of these ladies in the room where everybody's eating the jello and stuff. They found out that certain people, when they get impregnated, they keep on repeating the cycle, but certain people end up dying. So, but anyways, he's sitting on a table. He's trying to get him to calm down and stuff like that, whatever. And then they pull up his shirt, and you can see the baby moving around in his stomach. And it's like, oh, bro, the baby's gonna pop out like on Aliens, like through the stomach. So, anyways, like, she ends up taking her mask off and everything like that as he's trying to like relax a little bit. And you see her face, and she's what the alien's been working on. She's half human, half alien. And it's not just that in the sense of like, like me, what I'm saying? I'm black. I go by being black, but I have other things mixed into me. So, what I'm saying? But I still look human. She is biracial as far as with the alien and the human. Half of her face is human, like half of her face is alien, like. So it was weird. It was a weird little combination. But that's how the story ended for that. So it was a good episode, man. Definitely more interesting than the last episode. So for this, I'm gonna give this episode. I think I'm gonna give it like a. I want to give it a 9. I want to give it a 9, bro. It was strong. It was strong. I definitely like it. I can't wait to see what happens next week, bro. If you guys seen this episode of American Horror Story Season 10, Death Valley, Episode 8, then let me know what you guys thought. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I'll be back next week for the next episode. I think it'll be episode 9, and then we have one more after that, and then that'll be the whole complete finalization of this American Horror Story Season 10 double feature. One of the features being Death Valley, other feature being Red Tide. And we'll see how everything combines and ties together, bro. So it's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good. But like I said, until next time, this is Q's Insight. I am Callie, and I'll catch y'all later.